Jumping into today's headlines, a warning about next-level infiltration from Beijing. An investigation by the Daily Caller News Foundation reveals China is building an underground justice system here in the U.S., built on long-arm groups overseas. Analysts warn it's a whole nother level of infiltration by the Chinese Communist Party, and it poses serious concerns to America. Philip Lenzicki is a senior investigative reporter with the Daily Caller News Foundation and wrote the report.
As we saw with the America Changle Association that was operating the overseas Chinese police station in Manhattan, while they also claimed that they were only processing Chinese driver's license renewals and these type of things, the Department of Justice found that in fact they were stalking, surveilling, harassing, and even attempting to forcibly repatriate dissidents back to China. So the same concern would be here as well.
The Changle Association is among the nonprofits tied to the overseas Chinese Justice Network. Last December, a leading member of Changle pleaded guilty for acting as a foreign agent for China in the U.S. He's said to be sentenced in May and faces up to 5 years in prison. It's worth noting people who turn to this network for help are mostly Chinese nationals living in the U.S. who still have business, properties, or relatives in China.
And so the concern here is that these courts, for instance, even if it is only that they are helping, resolve matters like international divorce cases or something to that effect, when someone's wealth is on the line, when their children are on the line, should there be a Chinese court here that we must remember isn't just a group of people that are totally detached from anything sinister. No, these are individuals that are also tied up with the United Front Work Department. So when we have individuals like that, they might be incentivized to try and exact some type of deal from those who are in the courts. That is to say, you might show up to court for a divorce, but in order to get the settlement that you're after, it might be implied that you must cooperate with other things that the Chinese government wishes for you to do in the United States or elsewhere. So that begins to go into a territory where there would be obviously serious concerns.
Congressman John Molinar is the chairman of the House Select Committee on China. He said the Chinese regime's attempts to impose its repressive legal system on U.S. soil through the CCP's United Front Network is an unacceptable assault on U.S. sovereignty and the rule of law.
We're a sovereign nation, and no other nation should be operating unsanctioned courts within our borders. So first and foremost, that's wrong. This shouldn't be allowed. And it's a deep type of infiltration, and you could even say colonization effort that they're engaging in across the world.
Lan Shu is a longtime media commentator on China affairs.
The Chinese Communist Party's ultimate goal is to undermine the freedom and democracy of Western countries. The Chinese Communist Party's strategy is not limited to overseas Chinese communities. It has also made significant inroads into mainstream American society. All of these efforts are part of the CCP's broader global expansion and various infiltration efforts.
And the plan doesn't just target the U.S. alone. One Chinese law enforcement agency's website shows Chinese people from the UK, Italy, Japan, Australia, and several other countries in Africa and Latin America were also tasked with developing similar underground overseas court systems for China.